All right, Leo. Hi, guys, and welcome to the Mother Tressa channel. I'm trying a different method for uploading these videos. Hopefully, it shows this video um, as it is naturally and not like as a cropped image because I'm doing it on my phone. But regardless, the message still remains, you know what I mean? So give this video a like, share it with friends and family if you feel like somebody else needs to hear it. And also subscribe to this channel. If you are new though, definitely come on in and feel safe enough to be yourself in this space, okay? You guys have the Ten of Swords that came out. Let's have a conversation, Leo. What's going on? I feel like a lot of people are stepping down from their positions because when I see the number 10, I think of organizational structures and or systems, like the typical patriarchal system at that, so those big blue collar type corporations, blue collar, white collar, Fortune 500 type companies. I feel like a lot of people that have gained some sort of influence, respect, and or power and or responsibility with this Ten of Swords energy, because numerologically I'm speaking about the energy of Capricorn and how you can embody it, right? But that energy is all about worldly responsibilities and having some sort of status, you know what I'm saying? A class system, if you will, very much so into economics, business acumen type people and or energy. But because it's a 10 and it's more gloomy, somber energy, I want to sit here and tell you that I feel like a lot of people are demoting themselves out of position or being taken down. Yeah. Confirmation of that with the Two of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. Do you feel like you just have too much on your plate with the Two of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles? Or you just try to get involved in something, right? Trying to adopt that hustler type of mentality, if you will. Got involved in something, some business deals, but you only did it for like the quick money, like the payout of it and that type of benefit, as opposed to it actually being something that you feel that you were created to do with this Two of Pentacles here. All right, and then the Six of Pentacles. Maybe you're contemplating having to close down a shop for that reason. If not, demoting yourself out of a position in a corporation. But I'm definitely getting that because maybe your debt to income ratio wasn't balanced, you know what I mean? And so you feel like you could barely make your ends meet with the Six of Pentacles energy. In over your head for sure financially is what I'm getting here, to the point where you're having to ask for loans, but maybe at this point you've done it so much that you're getting denied at this point and having to face the reality of you having to make this change, right? So hurt, pride, and emotions on the business front. If you know that it can be salvaged, if there is a glimmer of hope with this Ace of Wands, though, out of this entire spread. If I didn't tell you guys, you had the Five of Cups that came out afterwards with this Ace of Wands, the Page of Cups, and the Ten of Wands as an outcome card. I just started talking, so I doubt it. But if there is a glimmer of hope and you know that it can be fixed here, then this is just all about being more flexible and more imaginative, if you will, especially because you have the wands and the water energy that are trying to co-create right now. So just be a little bit more creative in the way that you can promote your business at this time. Whatever trade that you're working on, in order for you to make money, you need to be a little bit more knowledgeable than you are right now, because again, other people, your consumers, are going to be able to can sense, you know what I'm saying, when somebody knows what it is that they're doing, and those that are just trying to bluff. But you're around people that can easily call you out, call your bluff. So just be very careful with whatever it is that you're involving yourself material-wise. But I feel like some of you guys, you're just trying to develop more of a hustler mentality, trying to figure out what your skill sets are, so that you can become a little bit more resourceful at this time, especially if maybe your job has shut down or there's been some layoffs. I'm definitely getting that here. And now you're trying to figure out what you can do because your bills can't be postponed. You know what I mean? So yeah, in matters of the heart, Leo, what I'm seeing is you guys are just deeply saddened, hurt, disappointed with the way that a situation has panned out. Some of you guys, you're still questioning like what you did wrong in the situation. You don't quite understand it. And I don't feel like you guys have gotten all of the answers that would satisfy you because you have the Six of Pentacles in what can be an obstacle position. There are just some things that aren't adding up, and it's very hard for you guys to move on and or walk away with this energy here unless you feel like you have a sense of closure. So some of you guys, you're just trying to regain your confidence and to have the gusto in order to approach this situation, because at the bottom of the deck you have the Moon card and the Queen of Pentacles. I feel like a little bit of you guys, or some of you guys, are anxiety ridden because you don't necessarily know how it's going to pan out. You don't know if you're going to be dismissed. You don't know potentially if you're still blocked with the Queen of Pentacles swords, with the Queen of Pentacles and the Seven of the Swords that is here. I still can't speak. I don't know what is going on, you guys. But at the very least, what you can say is that you've tried. And at least you can find some sort of peace and or solace in you making the attempt to get everything off of your chest. So now it's no longer the responsibility. If somebody else still wants to carry that bitterness and or hate in their heart, right, with these two working side by side, then that's a personal choice. You know what I mean? Maybe they'll come around eventually, maybe not. But it's no longer an obligation for you to sit around and wait for a situation to get better if you know that there's absolutely nothing else that you can do to kind of like change this person's mind, and they're just really giving you a hard time. You keep hitting the wall in regards to that relationship and the dynamic. Then they're just being stubborn, you know what I mean? And it's very hard to try to change stubborn people. But also, as a word of advice, you don't want to get into a relationship with somebody that you feel has to change, you know, or that you feel you have to change, because it won't happen. You can't convince somebody once they have their mind made up here. So instead of beating a dead horse, why not just take this time to kind of isolate yourself a little bit and regroup and recuperate and heal through the pain, you know, and the heartbreak. And it will get easier as the days pass. This is the perfect time for you to be able to sit with your own thoughts. You're not going to be easily influenced by those within your external group unless you continue to hang around them during the shelter in place that's been enforced in, I know, a majority of states. So if you are truly by yourself, this is time for you to be able to expel all of those emotions that you feel like you've had to hold on to at some time. Just empty yourself out. Give yourself fully to that emotion just so that you can feel some sense of relief and be able to do something. Because I feel like some of you guys, you get stuck. And when certain situations happen, they can paralyze you from being able to really see the light at the end of the tunnel and or find a solution. You guys get too heavily wrapped up in it, for lack of a better word, wrapped up in every emotion and everything. So just separate yourselves so that you can feel better. If you're going to be offering an opinion, or not an opinion, guys, if you're going to be offering an apology or you feel like you are due an apology, just make sure that the intention behind it is pure and sincere. And it's really coming from the bottom of your heart. Otherwise, the outcome's not looking good as far as there being a reconciliation. It really has to be heartfelt. You really have to address all of the things that have been kind of like pushed to the side for reconciliation. If you're looking for partnership because you're completely single and you feel like you are at that like home stretch of healing, you're just doing the last little bit of, I don't know what to call it, so I can say like sprucing, whatever you have to do to get there. I feel like you are going to be attracting somebody that is opposite of you in nature as far as the dynamic. So you're going to have to adopt a more cool, calm, and collected persona if you don't already have one, and just be a little bit more compassionate and or sensitive to this person coming in, because their modality is a little bit more mutable, I would say. So you can be involved with a Sagittarius, or you can be involved with a Gemini, or who are the other mutable signs? Mutable water is Pisces, and then mutable, who did I not do? So Gemini, Pisces, Sagittarius, Earth, Virgo. Yeah, I don't know why it took that long, y'all. But yeah, you can be dealing with any of those zodiac signs coming up. But they're going to teach you a very valuable lesson in how to be a little bit more flexible when it comes to partnerships, because you guys are a fixed fire sign. So you can be very well set in your ways as far as behavior is concerned right here. And this can be like something that is damaging your emotional connections, okay? For those that are single or have been or are working on healing. And so, sorry, that looks weird. But this person is going to show you how to not be so set in your ways when it comes to interacting with your partner. They're going to show you how to be a little bit more gentle, which you need, and how to concede or compromise, find some sort of middle ground whenever there are conflicts that arise in your relationships. And so it's not just purely based on emotional outbursts and playing the blame game here, if you will, or throwing guilt trips, if you will. This is just more so about how to be a little bit more attentive and how to be, how do I want to say that? Be a little bit more open-minded when it comes to what is being suggested by the person that you involve yourself with. There we go. Because it can kind of feel like a my way or the highway type of attitude that you guys put on, for lack of a better word. English is not my best today. So that can be a thing. And so it just helps you. It's further development. I can't sit here and say that this person is the one. Not really seeing that. But for right now, they are everything that I feel that you need to get you to the next level as far as your emotional growth is concerned. Because I feel like for some of you, it's still a little stunted. For others of you, you're in a good place as far as feeling confident, feeling emotionally receptive, opening yourself up, your heart chakra up to love, and flirting with the idea of putting yourself back into the dating pool. But even if you don't wind up coming home with anybody, at the end of the night, you're still good with yourself. You know what I mean? And you have no problem waiting until you meet that special somebody. It's good to have that company. It's good to have conversations. But at the end of the day, it's not necessarily a requirement for you in order for you to still handle yourself and to get through, this time, space, and reality. So that's what I have for you, Leos. If this reading resonated, give me a thumbs up. Share this with your friends and family. Subscribe if you haven't yet, and book with me should you need to, you guys. But if I don't hear from you, then please just take care of yourself and soul until you see me again. Ciao.